Good to see you, old man.
You up for one last job, Billy?
Who's the mark?
The black-eyed bastard responsible for all the chaos.
We're gonna kill the outsider.
Hey, welcome back everybody to Death of the Outsider in Dishonored. I'm Narcogen.
I'm Blackstar.
And I'm Jellybean.
You are watching the Rampancy.net playthrough of Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, the expansion pack. And we've got a new person in the chat, Mark. KPM, how you doing?
Mark.
Welcome to the chat. We've also got regulars like Perseus Spartacus, Leah Crow, and Golfer 2020. Thank you all for joining us this early in the morning. It's 11 a.m. EDT here in sunny downtown East Coast, USA. And Mark wanted to know what kind of game this is. And Jilly says it's an FPS with stealth action with lots of crouch walking. So we're going to be...
Yeah, I think this is stealth
a lot
action.
Of three feet off the ground walking around and killing people.
And this is the final episode, just in case
Yes.
you're tuning
Yes,
in
it
for
is.
the first time.
So if you're missing it all, you can check out the rest of the series on our website over at rampancy.net, as well as the links here in our YouTube channel at rampancy.net.
Where you will see
including
lots of totally ethical behavior of me being very good at all times.
right.
Of
No
course.
one ever gets set on fire, tossed in rivers, drowned, stabbed, shot, and or killed in any way, shape, or form.
Not unintentionally, no.
Yep. Yeah, Mark says, yeah, he's not, I'm not new, though. He's been a subscriber for quite some time. Just no time to watch. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't recognize you in the chat before, so thank you for joining us. So here we are. The story thus far, Jill, I don't know if you want to do a wrap-up to let people know.
The story thus far, we were once a whaler, which is code for member of a gang.
Where is everyone?
What am I, Kissinger? Broad strokes.
I hate this place.
And we are trying to kill a trickster god for slightly undefined reasons.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
he never really gave us powers and we were angry about that.
Yeah.
A trickster god who was created through a ritual sacrifice done with the weapon we now intend to use to kill him.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this fancy glowy knife killed him once, and we think it can kill him again.
Good time's a charm.
Or at
Percy
least knock
says,
him back. You know.
Really, I'm a good person. Ignore the decapitated body behind me. Yeah, see, Perseus has been watching. He keeps up and can explain all the Jilly Bean actions in this game, involving all the good person killing.
So we do lots of this. We do lots of this crouch walking.
Yep.
I'm not going to murder those dogs because I'm a good person.
Of course not. Absolutely not. Never.
A bad person
I
would
never.
take off and nuke the city from orbit. Oh, man. Yeah, Leah Crow says, yeah, hail Perseus, reviver of hounds. And of course, we still have to collect all the bone charms.
Yes. Well, one of them might have an interesting thing. Ooh. A weird glitching statue.
Is that what that is? I was going to
yeah.
ask. It's hard to tell sometime with the effects which one's intentional,
Yeah.
which one isn't.
And then there's something shiny over there. Okay, let's go this way.
That's pretty much the default description of every video game. Look, something shiny.
I'm still kind of skeptical about whether this plan is going to work at all. I mean, when you title your thing Death of the Outsider, how do you maintain dramatic tension unless it's possible that won't happen? And you can, of course, easily avoid the accusations of bait and switch by saying, well, he was already killed.
Well,
He was already dead.
I have a feeling that maybe the position of the outsider is one that has to be fulfilled in this universe, and therefore killing him would mean someone else has to take his place. Which,
do you think that we will become
right? Well, it could be Billy Lurk, or it could be Dowd,
or someone. I just think that the cost of doing this is going to be a lot more than we think. Hence the whole trickster aspect. Golfer says, yeah, hey, last night I was playing my Titan on D2 and first strike, and he got the one-eyed mask. So, ooh. Golfer got an exotic that everyone has been dying for. Congratulations, my dude.
Oh, is it named?
Done.
Is it named One-Eyed Mask, or is that the description of it? Okay.
Yeah, no, it's the.
Is that a new one? Is that a year 2 exotic?
It is, and it has this really neat feature of being able to give you an overshield every time you kill someone that wounds you. So when you start winning battles, everyone that takes a pot shot at you, you get an overshield to take pot shots at everyone else. It's incredibly OP.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing that I would not be able to use effectively in any way, shape, or form.
Possibly. Leah says, yeah, all the glitching must be convenient for the developers. Yeah, I would think so, because they can always say that, yep, it's a feature. Nope, it's working as intended. We're fine. Mark wants to know, yeah, do y'all switch turns of playing or? We do, actually, and that's something new, because mostly it's just Blackstar and Narc. We kind of switch off.
Right.
But this is the first time Jill's been driving, so she's been doing the entire Dishonored 2 series.
Yes.
And this is the second run for her. She's been doing the expansion
and some
now
of the other usual participants have problems where they're not really set up to stream, so they wouldn't be like Funk.
For whatever reason, technology or bandwidth or what have you, or schedule, you know, they just have busy lives. Percy says, yeah, I think he will die, just not quite the way you expect. Exactly, that's what I think. I think something's
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop now that this is the last level. That obviously whatever.
You guys are just so cynical.
No. I don't mean cynical. I just mean I expect that it's we're not gonna walk up to him, backstab him, and have him say, "Oh, you got me," and fall over and roll credits. I mean, that's not what's going to happen. Not? So I'm waiting to see exactly what is the wrinkle in this scenario.
Yeah, there's a catch-22 of some kind. It's just a question of what form it shall take. And yeah, it's not like we've played video games before.
So this is a miner's letter. Siobhan, I know you don't believe me, but I saw it again. The air shivered and split apart and sealed up again like a river crust. The rest of the day, I didn't recognize anyone's faces. It was like their mouths and noses and eyes all blurred together like a bad silvergraph. I had to guess who was who based on their clothes. We didn't leave Dunwall for this shit. When the Pendleton mines closed up, we thought, now's our chance, we can go to Sarkonos. There's better pay and better weather. Now, maybe we should have stayed. I don't know, I can't handle this. I can't go down there not knowing what I might see. Please, you have to believe me, you're the only one who knows your brother, Neil.
Yeah,
River's not really
Gallic
supposed to have
spellings of names in there. Okay, how do I get any further?
What's going to be really ironic is when we get to the point where he says, you know, you would have been able to make it if you had killed all the dogs.
Oh yeah, maybe I do have to kill the dogs.
I don't know. Throw them in the river with the other bodies. Percy says, yeah, I'm assuming you're gonna have to extend dialogue with the outsider before he dies. That's probably when the second shoe will drop, so to speak. Yeah, that's usually when that happens. They always gotta monologue it. Mark says, what video game is the best you all played so far? Ooh, that's a tough one.
Best ever?
Well, I think out of the series that we've played, that would be my guess. Because of all time, it's really hard.
Don't know how to answer that.
That's a good question. But let's see, of the series that we've done, look up, because there have been a lot. Narc, you have any ideas of what would be one of your favorites?
I don't really know. I mean,
it's so hard to choose.
I don't know that there's really an answer to the question of like best game. I mean,
that
maybe favorite.
I don't want to go to the void anymore. I've seen what happens.
So yeah, look at this interesting glitchy statue, as though there is a hole in time, perhaps.
This is why we're here. Don't fight the influence of the endless and empty.
I don't want to. I'm scared. I don't want to become like them.
Don't worry.
I like her. She's got guts. that's my attitude.
So did he.
Wow. So, and they're all over the sidewalk now.
Yeah.
Leah's in a flaming mood. She wants you to burn the dogs. All of them.
Outsiders' bones.
Was that me you saw, or you just...
Hear that?
Yep.
The boy
Apparently
kisses
you can
your
see me.
name.
Better hope she can't jump that high.
Oops. There. Come on. There we go. Nope, that's not... Is that gonna work? Yeah, that'll work. Guess you
He
can.
has to be here somewhere.
Yes, I'm right behind you.
Why do they look like that? What goes on here?
I mean, are we killing people today?
Yeah. Looks to me like you're killing people today.
Whoa.
Excellent.
Okay.
I'm glad we all came to that decision together.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can all share the blame when we're in front of the judge. And that's when I bisected her, Your Honor. Yeah. Wow. I'm trying to think. Yeah, but of all the games we've done, I mean, Life is Strange was definitely a highlight. That was a great series. Thimbleweed.
A catastrophe. For others, a revelation. And for some, my death will be a promise.
I really loved Alien Isolation. I know we gave you a hard time over playing it, but it was hilariously good fun. And
that was part of the fun.
Tense.
I still think that game could be half as long and would be just as good.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
I really
it's
do. I mean, that was
twice as long because of how
kind of
slow
a
I was
slog.
taking it.
But you're supposed to. I think it's supposed to be played slower. I think it was almost paced to be a certain length for people who were trying much harder to be fast in a game that I think really shouldn't have been designed for people to try and move fast.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a bit of sort of executive meddling in there, you know? If somebody went, hang on a minute, you know, we want to sell this game for however many pennies.
Sure, but at the same time, that's probably like the Alien franchise game with the least corporate meddling of all.
Yeah,
which is
true.
probably a good thing. Yeah, Percy says, I think one of my favorite series so far is probably the Thimbleweed Park, Alien Isolation, or Aurora Novum. Leah Crow says Alien Isolation was awesome. Yeah, it was. Wow. So
Really,
I guess
Aurora Novum?
Torturing Black
I'm
Star is
surprised.
the
I'm surprised
audience's
to hear
favorite.
that.
Why?
Oh no,
Everyone, I'm sure
I
laughed
enjoyed
so
it a
hard.
lot. But even if I had to pick out one of our Minecraft series, I would probably do the Build the Marathon one, just because
really?
that's kind of a cool thing to do. And if I wasn't doing that, then I would say Blightfall was quite an experience. It's nothing against Aurora Novum, but that's like, I mean, that's not even a known mod pack.
Right. Well, it was
like
special,
Blightfall.
and-
That's something we made ourselves.
To be honest, I think from the audience perspective, I think there were just some of them that were more fun than others, whereas our playing through and doing interesting things might have been more fun for us.
Yeah, I just had a feeling like Blightfall had a focus because the mod pack itself was designed around a specific set of action. You know, this clean the world thing. And the Build the Marathon one, we had a self-defined focus of using Galacticraft to go to Mars and building a thing. Whereas the Aurora Novum was pretty much like, here's a bunch of hack and slash mods, let's just go kill some things. And I get the feeling it was kind of being repetitive at some point.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, we run into another castle or a village or something and kill some things.
See, with Perseus, as he said before, the series is what got him to bite the bullet and actually watch both Alien and Alien. So I love the fact that was just an inspiration for him to do that. Yeah, Leah Crow says, Aurora Novum was a lot more fun to watch. So so as far as the viewer perspective, I think it was more enjoyable, all the little castle stuff we were doing and the goofy things that happened. Yeah, Percy says, you forgot about Blightfall. Yeah, that was a good one. But that one lingered. That one was around for a long time.
Yeah, but only because the mod pack itself is really hard. It's notoriously hard.
Yeah, it was
I mean, there are some harder ones like Crash Landing, but that one's still pretty hard.
Yeah, Perseus said, Aurora Novum had some really fun action-packed moments. And I would agree, same thing with Alien Isolation. It was conducive of very, very tense, stretches followed by high-action, quick moments of terror and people torturing me. So, People always find that enjoyable. So, all right, going into the future, yeah, we may want to pick something that will be more torturous for me. People enjoy that.
But you didn't feel Fran Bow was torturing you enough?
Oh my god, visually, yes. Horror-wise, absolutely.
So, just want to take a look at this bright glowing thing up here.
Thing. Ah, it makes my eye burn.
Which hurts poor
Is it
what's
the
her face's
sun?
eye.
Really? That is weird.
Nope, not the
maybe
sun.
should've
Whatever
brought
it is,
sunglasses.
it's through the mountain.
Yeah, that's
There.
odd.
Okay.
Oh, is
What
the evil living there?
could it be?
With
Dun,
the
dun,
outsiders.
dun.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to go there.
Myself
Wow, Leah says our playing of Blightfall is what got her to buy Minecraft.
under its gaze.
Wow.
That's nice.
How awesome is that? Wow, we are such an inspiration. I had no idea.
I walked the path of the envision and witnessed the churning
Should have put up some affiliate links.
that was left.
Yeah, we probably should. Hey, anybody want to sponsor?
Eye's presence in my mind.
Hey, they're calling it the Eye's Presence. So now, is that what made the Outsider the Outsider, or is this?
You shall see the truth. I know it.
Well, do you remember we saw a silver graph that had like a big whale eye?
Vaguely, yes.
Oh, where did everyone go? That moment when you you hear that the dialogue has stopped, but you realize you haven't been paying enough attention to where your
Yes.
targets have gone. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were still talking. Where's the other one?
Well, Blackstar had that issue yesterday because we didn't talk
Oh,
about this
yeah.
yet, but I got into the Fallout 76 stress test.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, we did record some.
But there was an
hilarious
NDA
footage.
on that. We were told not to make content from that. So basically, this
Not
Blackstar
good.
just watched me play and we talked about it. And we had opposite reactions with regard to stuff because without traditional human NPCs as quest givers, it's replaced with a lot of holotapes and terminals and robots.
A lot of holotapes.
And it looks like the
Oh my God.
holotapes are set to autoplay when pick up,
Yeah.
and they go on for quite a while.
They
and
won't
so-
shut
your
up.
team hear your holotape?
I don't know.
Do you
See,
know?
because Blackstar doesn't actually have the game, so he wasn't
Nope.
in the stress test.
Yeah.
So I was just in it by
watching.
myself. And when I tried to see, is anybody on my friends list? Oop, are we grinding to a halt there? Okay, it's not
We should be back to normal now.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
yeah, we saw network problems. Things
yeah.
pop
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Bad timing.
So I tried when I got into the game to see, hey, is anybody on my friends list in? And it said could not load friends list. So I was playing by myself. I originally started with proximity voice on, and then I decided very quickly that no, I really kind of wanted that
You
off.
didn't want to do that. yeah.
I didn't experience any griefing. Like nobody followed me around trying to axe me in the back, doing 0 damage, but just being a jerk. Like I did not get griefed. And by the time the 4 hours was over, I mean there was like nobody anywhere near me. I might as well have been playing solo. So I don't know if holotapes play for everybody in a party or not. I'm guessing no.
Oh, Mark is asking. Yeah, have we ever played Hellblade? Sununa's Sacrifice.
No, that's
I have
kind
not.
of that's kind of on my list to eventually do. It's just that there's there's only so many hours a day. There's so many.
Yeah,
games.
we're on a
still catching up
golden-
with games that are years old.
Yeah.
So
We're on a golden age of game releases of the last few years, and strangely enough, we get into some titles that take a very long time, and because we have a finite amount of it, we have to be selective.
yeah.
But at the
So
same
anyway-
time, we do try to be eclectic.
So anyway, Blackstar's like, I want this
I was
holotape to shut
panicking
up.
slightly about how I'm gonna fit Fallout 76 and
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I've just picked up and I'm really
Oh,
excited
and
about.
and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the
that's
other
just
one.
around the
Like,
corner.
there's
So-
so much coming out.
And
There are.
and
There are
and
so many
more and more games are doing the games
Oh.
as a service thing where the design expects you to play often repeatedly
Yep.
for rewards instead of just playing it once till you're done and stopping and playing another
Yes.
game. Like everybody wants now to make the one game you have time to play.
Yeah,
Just
the
it's,
one.
It's amazing. They're completely trying to suck up our time, and they want to be the exclusive one to do it. Perseus says, yeah, the quote of the game, the Dead Sea with such presence. He asked, did this guy play Pathways in Darkness? Which is one I've always wanted to play with us, but it is such a commitment because it is so hard. But yeah, but as far as the best games and whatnot, I don't know. I'm definitely having a hard time picking one.
For so long.
Because from a
Healthy.
I'm sorry, were you talking there? Oh no, you have a knife in your chest.
Tonight we commune with the eye. When you've finished your studies for the evening, leave the library and join us in the chamber. The relic will look inside us and we must aid its search. The void lies inwards. We must bring it to the surface to see its truth. Bring 3 sharp knives.
Darn it, I only brought 2. Oh, Leah says, yeah, not to mention Eternal 1.2 is slowly marching to fruition. So we've got that
okay. Maybe we should not. Oh, that's a marathon mod. That's a marathon total conversion. That's the one that Phobo did.
Yep, and Perseus mentions and Marathon Redux.
In that case, we're excused from doing it until that's done. Yay! So we could put that off because that's the last that's the last truly major marathon expansion that we haven't done yet.
Yeah. Leah says Redux is a while yet, so we have time, I think. But yeah, I can't pick. I really can't.
No, there's too many, and they're too different.
Yeah, cause, like I said, we're eclectic.
Like, if it was to come to, what do I think is technically a very good game? I love this game.
Oh yeah, well that's why we're playing it. This was Jill's big request. It's like, ooh, we gotta play.
You really thought you could just show up? There's no use running.
I think you'll find there's quite a lot, considering you're running the whole wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Done. What did you have? Tonight we commute. Oh, we've done that one. Your
she brought
lore
a knife
was
to a
old.
dark fight.
I want them to redo this series where you play the whole thing as Billy Lurk and you kill Jessamine, Corvo, and then Emily. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd be okay with that.
Murder times.
Leah says you must play our finished work, not 1.1.
Okay.
We promise we won't.
I've been amazed at Assassin's Creed at the moment because
really they're catching a lot of flack for things.
Yeah,
I mean, some of it's not all game design things; it's promotional things and
they're not doing microtransactions.
Yes, they are. General
They
corporate.
have a whole host of microtransactions which they call time savers.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like if you don't want to play the game, here is some time savers.
They've gone up. I mean, they're full on pay to win to the extent that win means advancement or progress of some sort.
Wow.
Whereas as Fallout 76, I think they've committed to cosmetic only, stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and I read somewhere, I don't know if this is true, but I read somewhere that if you were to buy all of the add-ons, it's more than the game itself.
Not surprising.
Oh, I have no doubt. In fact, there were some numerical additions that people had said that it would cost literally thousands for some games out there if you were to buy all of the options and the microtransactions they offer.
But what so it's that I have a huge weak spot for the Assassin's Creed series. Anything that involves, being up high, lots of crouching, and killing people, I'm totally okay with all of that.
Wow. I hear midget murder fantasy is something that is a thing.
So much fun.
Little people.
They haven't made that yet an open world or a co-op thing, right? What is it, Black Flag? That's the co-op one.
I don't know. I
Good question.
think there is a co-op one necessarily.
Or is that the pirate one?
They do have. So Black Flag's not co-op.
No.
But there are like multiplayer versions, so you go and murder people with friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like a GTA heist type of thing.
Hold on,
but more assassin.
Kind of, but not.
Not exactly.
Totally. Yeah.
Hold on, I had a thought. Jilly, is your favorite movie series Let's Play? That could be Child's Play. Is that a favorite of yours?
I actually have never seen that.
Well, obviously,
But,
you're a huge fan even before seeing it, so I think you should just bite the bullet and actually run it sometime, because it's got all the things that you adore.
I can feel it through the fabric.
I think I will.
So comforting.
He sleeps and dreams at the heart of it all.
Hey, I could totally fire through that. Come here. God.
Yeah, that's what happened to me yesterday in Fallout 4. Trying to snipe through railings, and it's like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, I hate it when the geometry is bigger than it actually visually appears.
Die! I hate when people refuse to die.
I used to shoot sewer like you from my balcony.
Really?
Yeah, I love it when that happens. It's so funny.
This game needs VATS.
Yeah. Anyone else? Thank you.
Okay, you may want to drink a potion or something.
Stealthy.
Yeah, that was totally stealthy. Perseus says, "Yeah, you know, if a game gets boring, the answer is not to add microtransactions. You can skip the boring parts. The answer is to make the game not boring." I agree.
No, I think
figured that part out. Yeah.
I think Jim Sterling has laid down some fairly good guidelines for judging games that do that, and they say, yeah, you shouldn't have stuff that's in to skip the game, and anything you can buy with a microtransaction, you should be able to get in the game without one.
Yes.
And so that's like that's where Destiny fails right now, because well,
they're trying to fix it. They've actually done some stuff with Eververse where you can earn points to get all the things in Eververse if you just do her quests like everyone else. So it's nice that it's there, but again, it's a time suck.
But they still have two different kinds of currency. One that's earned in-game, one that is earned... Well, no, I just mean the Eververse stuff. I just mean the silver and the silver dust. In that you accrue silver dust with in-game activities and by breaking down the items you get.
Yeah,
but
and
silver
no clear equivalency within it.
Yeah, silver is something you only buy with money, and some things are only for sale with silver, not silver dust.
Yeah, which is bad.
Yes, the prismatic facet thing could theoretically, if you played in a certain way, give you a chance of getting everything if you did it long enough, but that doesn't count.
Okay, is it really bad as the moment that I saw her looking at the camera and the tripod there, I said, ooh, we gotta grab that for parts? Does that mean I've been playing too much Fallout with
that
Narc?
means you've been...
Yes.
you have been...
usurped?
What's the word?
Yeah. Oh,
indoctrinated?
In the past week or 10 days, I've played some 76, some Fallout 4, and some Fallout 3. So I'm really confused now about what things I want to pick up. Because
there's so much scrap.
They all have... like Fallout 76, pick up everything. Fallout 4 Survival, pick up only certain things. Fallout 3 is pick up entirely different things. Because the way the things, there's no scrapping and crafting in Fallout 3. It's just sale for caps, and so what you want is value for weight. Whereas in Fallout 4 Survival, you strategically want things that break down into useful items that are rare.
Because you need to construct or modify or create. Leah says, ooh, I like those knobs and dials. Something else that screams 70s electronics. Yeah, in fact, I was loving the Fallout stuff that we were looking at with tubes and stuff. In fact, I went online on eBay to look up some of the inspired electronics because I recognized the TV designs as one, like the old Philco TVs, and was having a blast looking up all the old ones and looking at the insides with how they're designed and stuff. It was cool.
Oh, okay. What was that? That was not a Jindosh robot, was it?
That was not a Jindosh robot.
Thank God.
Okay, so last episode, and they decided to throw a bunch of new stuff at us with this eye and envisioned and a bunch of stuff that I'm pretty sure we haven't seen before.
Yeah,
the bluey thing is all the way over there.
Eye, 200
is it a
meters,
little late in the game to do that?
Maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, it depends. Like sometimes you do that, and after you look at it, you realize, oh, okay, they were actually hinting and foreshadowing at that all along. I just didn't realize because I didn't understand the scope of the thing.
Because I didn't have all the right information or whatever.
Or it could be just a massive ass pull where they're like, you know, I don't know how to end this, so let's just invent a bunch of new crap.
Well, see, that's just it, because we do discuss a lot of things, but I'm just curious if we missed the dramatic foreshadowing.
I think this game is too good to do that. The ass pull?
I think so.
Well,
while you're hedging on that, that's not a good sign.
Wow. I feel a backpedal through the internet.
I totally love this game. I think it is brilliantly done.
But
Leah Crow's like, was that the xenomorph?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. But there's always a qualifier. Yeah, it's a bug hunt.
I wonder how much of this expansion was totally planned. If you see what I mean.
Oh, really? You think somebody was just a lucky happenstance?
I think there were some things which they did for practical reasons, which are fine. But I sometimes wonder if they were like, yeah, so there's totally brand new things here. You know, you could say, okay, well, yes, it's the final level. It's different.
Too late to be introducing brand new concepts.
Oh, well, that's just it. I'm just wondering how it is.
Why couldn't we have had the whole thing before?
With just a little dramatic foreshadowing. It's just we haven't been paying attention too much to the detail.
Because it spends a lot of time reusing, like, so we reused, what, 2 environments from the first game? No, 1 environment. So we reused 1 environment from Dishonored 2.
Right. Which
was the conservatory. There was a level which was the overworld part of the level we used twice, so 2 levels were kind of a repeat, and 1 level was very, very short. And then there's this level, which is kind of like the majority of the new stuff.
So it feels a bit recycled with assets?
It does to me, and I can understand why, because it is, you know, it's a standalone expansion. I think that's fair. But
so is it like Assault in the Control Room when you do it backwards?
But you know, though, I mean, like I guess it's really just a question of working from a gameplay and design focus backwards into story and thematic exploration. Because, I mean, if you look at it in terms of, like, person hours of work, like, writing is not the most expensive thing, even though it is one of the more deficient areas in a lot of games. I'm not necessarily lobbing that complaint at Dishonored in particular.
No, to be honest with you, they're actually doing very well with story.
I understand his punishment. He had to die. I don't dispute that. But his work.
There are things that even those such as we were never meant to gaze upon. Remember that.
So even these guys aren't allowed to look at something, whatever that may be. Oop, are you coming up here?
I love how they have their own dialogue collisions. Oh, Mark says, I'll be watching more of these streams more often. I like how you can discuss games, read all the comments, just have fun. Yeah, I mean, that's what we've always been about. You know, we never bug people to like and subscribe and hit 1 million of our up buttons. We need to get 4,000 likes on this video, and I'm going to sell you these gift cards and you can win 12 Xboxes. No, that's not us. We're here to enjoy ourselves and to have a nice, safe place for people to come and have fun with the stuff that we do. So thank you very much for
you know,
noticing
we
that.
behave much too ethically to give in to rampant consumerism.
Totally, yeah. We would never advocate the vicious murder and disposal of random bodies in any way, shape, or form, video game or otherwise. So.
Although, if anybody who watches only on YouTube wants to go ahead and follow us on Twitch so that we could become a partner, you can feel free to go ahead and do that. I think you need like a minimum of 50, and I think we're in the low 40s or something.
Oh yeah. So tell all your friends. Yeah, I mean, but
we're by all means
typical streamers.
Yeah, by all means, like watch wherever you want, which is, you know, whatever platform works best for you.
Yeah, we've always tried to be, you know, a little bit omnivorous with that. My God, they're hiding bananas. Yeah, we haven't picked a particular one yet. Though due to people shifting things, we may at some point. So, but we do our best to try to be as platform uncentric as possible. Yeah, Percy says, yeah, I much prefer the Minecraft model to the Paradox interactive model. When there was a part that's not as fun as it should be, they update it later on.
We have 44 followers on
Entry
Twitch.
Forbidden immediately says to me, "Come in here."
Yeah,
of course.
Big
That's where you hide the good
X
stuff.
Above the door.
There's a bone charm.
There's always a bone charm.
Okay, I'm going to find that key.
Probably one of the dead people there. And Percy says, yeah, and yes, with Paradox Interactive, they have to pay certain parts of the updates. At least they're paying to get real content, you know, not just to skip parts of the game. So yeah, that's
really?
one thing
Now,
to get more stuff.
What game does that? Because I think the only thing from Paradox that I'm familiar with is City Skyline, which I do not regret. Motorcycle, thank you very much. I in no way regret purchasing, but I don't play nearly enough.
Well, I would, you know, default to his perceptions of it if they've definitely had more experience. Leah says, yeah, I use Twitch for the notifications, but YouTube is more bit rate
because we're not partnered on Twitch. We don't get any transcoding, so we're sending 6,000 kilobits to them, and that's what they get. So, like, if your internet is great, you can watch on Twitch, but if it's anything less than great, you're gonna have a better experience on YouTube.
You gotta look. Yeah, YouTube is a lot more kind about that.
So remember that weird, creepy thing that we saw? Here is a cultist's
sorry, you'll have to be more specific in this game.
You know the thing that walked through the wall?
Yeah,
so
the thing
on the
that
12
wasn't
of
a robot.
Hearts, it has begun. When I woke this morning, my shoulder felt stiff and insensate, and when I inspected it, there was a thread of pure silver stone running across my flesh. At last I am merging with the void. Oh, to be removed from this reality and exist eternal in the next, to see the subtle shifts and patterns of the void, to be closed off from all contact with the lesser creatures. I am eager to see its progress. 24th of Clans, the stone spreads. I feel it humming with heat as it encloses my very heart. Sometimes I am breathless with it. I can barely listen to the others. At times my tongue won't move for hours and I am mute. 2nd of Nets, my left eye has been entirely subsumed by the void. I can see strange shifts in the light, but it is mostly endless darkness. I find it difficult to focus on my work. 11th of Darkness, my pen slips from my hand even as I try to write these words. My fingers have grown cold and numb to all sensations. Some have even fused together in an amalgam of stone. I am exalted.
Wow.
Is
kind of similar to what's happening to Billy with her weird...
Okay, so I guess my question is, are these people doing a thing more or less of their own volition, or as the result of the machinations of a cult that has its own goal in mind? Or...
This world is made, and when I die there...
Okay, I think he may be about to answer my question. Is like, does the outsider have his own agenda of which these cultists' actions and possibly our own objective of killing him are a part? Like, is he trying to resurrect himself? Because what we see is like, human people are being taken over by the void. Like, where is their flesh and humanity going? What is it being exchanged for? Is the idea that we kill the outsider's void form and he'll get to live again, or he'll be replaced, or what?
Yeah, I don't know the details, but yeah, I believe that he's using these groups, or has in the past, because you don't know how many times he's done this. I mean, he's been the outsider for what, 4,000 years supposedly. So there could have been generations upon generations of these cults, and maybe none have been successful in achieving the goals that he wants, and maybe now he's close. I mean, who knows? There's all these little subtle details, and especially when you're talking about such a time span of this character, it has a lot of potential. You know, it kind of, you know, reels the imagination. Let's see. Yeah, Mark says, yeah, laugh out loud. You know, there are a lot of YouTubers doing giveaways. They do get a lot of followers, but the followers get something out of it. You know, I wonder if they even notice that they just have Gold Digger viewers. I don't think that it's probably something they even worry about, because once you get to a certain extent, and especially if you have a financial interest for it, a lot of these people, this is their job. It's their occupation. Yeah. They need to make content, and to do that,
they need to pay. They need to pay rent. I mean, there are people who have this as their profession because they can afford to, and some of them is just like it's a replacement for otherwise very underwhelming employment.
Right. And that being said, their focus then is getting as much content as often to as many people as possible. The more likes, the more views, the more clicks, the more money they make. Yeah. It's a vicious circle. So to do that, yeah, people are just trying anything and everything because people are fickle, and YouTube, the signal to noise ratio is so huge, and there's so much competition with everyone. They've got to get their little niche out there as quickly as possible. So I don't fault them for that.
Yeah,
but
I think for me,
not us.
I was hoping, I gotta admit, because Twitch has a couple of levels of participation. They have partner and affiliate. I don't remember all the distinctions. At least one of which I know like prohibits simultaneous streaming. So you can't do what we do.
Right, exactly. And each market they're trying
if
to make a niche.
If I could get access to transcoding so that people who are on Twitch have a better experience without having to give exclusivity, then I would do that. I don't know if that exists.
Probably not. Everyone is trying to get exclusivity on anything. So.
And I think, at least at some point, I think when we try to do Nier Automata, if we do that as a stream, I think I'm going to want to try at least for 1080p 60, which means that'll be pretty much YouTube only because I can't send enough bits for reasonable quality 1080p 60 to do it.
Yep. If not, then, if we can't maintain that quality, we may do that off.
That's less
stream.
For people who are watching. It's just because I want the quality of the archived video to be reasonable as well.
Right.
So that'll be, 10,000 or higher.
Yeah, Perseus says, the model goes like this. They release updates so often, and along each major update comes DLC expansion that gives you extra optional content. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. So even if you just play the base game, it gets improved over time, and if you really like it, you can throw in a few extra bucks to get extra flavor mechanics. Yeah, I wish more games would adopt that, but sadly,
if you think about it, I think he's probably talking about either City Skylines or Crusader Kings, because those are their Crusader Kings 2 is their big game. Out
Paradox
right
has a bunch. Europa.
If you think about it, though, that is kind of what the Destiny model is. It's just that
it is now. Yeah.
It is just that in order to keep playing the playlist activities that are current for Destiny and Destiny 2, you
need the expansions.
You really need the expansions. The expansions are less optional than they are in Crusader Kings or City Skylines, I think.
And they just released a thing, actually, where they're going to be giving some of those expansions within anyone that gets the latest version of the game. So over time, they do include them, so you don't have to go back and buy all the old ones if you don't want to.
Stellaris and Battletech are also theirs, and Surviving Mars. Wait, they got a lot more games out than I thought.
Yeah,
and Hearts of Iron.
They were all Paradox. An evaluation of the prominent Eyeless of Karnaca. Jacobi, further delay. He is a man of singular dedication. Any difficulty he encounters, he overcomes by sheer force of persistence. He is undoubtedly devoted to our intellectual ideals. A studious man, dispassionate yet obsessive. In his single-mindedness, he can be prone to nervous fits and neglectful of himself and other duties. Furthermore, he is too enamored of the sanguine infusion and its effects on his mind. Yoon, further delay, an aesthete? I don't know how to say that. Aesthete.
I love the accent saying it, though.
He appreciates the patterns and nuances of the void. His knowledge and passion would enrich our pursuits here, but the man is a celebrity. As of yet, he would not be suited to our rigors or our lifestyle. His public profile is too high to relocate without causing some alarm, and we believe he enjoys that fact. And then Michael's, to ascend within 3 years. A woman of consummate control, she has maintained a network of patrons and subordinates which has allowed her influence to spread and our studies to continue. Her reliability and constancy is unquestionable. It is through her efforts and resources that the dangerous relic from the Outsider's creation has been kept secured. Our trust was not misplaced. Well, it was, because I'm holding the knife.
Somewhere in Scientology headquarters, there's a document like that about Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And several other prominent ones as well. Mark says, it doesn't pay that much, does it? Well, if you mean the streaming, it depends on how many followers you get. And, some people have millions, so they actually do make a bit of bank. Others not so much, but it is just enough for them to keep doing it. And they either supplements their income or in some way, make sure that it's worth it for their time. If you mean how much does it pay on the DLCs, let's just say for the expansion and for all the microtransactions, that is a $4 billion a year industry the gaming market has found. So
it's quite shocking, isn't it?
Yeah. And everyone who is not doing them is being left out of that money, and they all
the revenue on Fortnite on mobile is also absolutely ridiculous already.
Astronomical. Mobile game dwarfs anything on desktop or on the console market. It is unreal. So to be available in those and to offer those kind of things, I mean, there's a reason Candy Crush was addictive and people were spending, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars on that bloody game. So yeah, there's a lot of money in it, both on the streaming and in the development side. So sadly, microtransactions are here to stay, but they've just got to do them in such a way that it is not the addictive Vegas slot machine model that unfortunately people are taking advantage of, and B, it's not pay to win.
It's not wise to quarrel with us.
This is going well.
So the eyeless worship the eye. Is that what we're getting at? I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yes.
So the question is, what is it? And how do I sign up?
It's an eye.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Athena?
Well, that's what we're interpreting it as. It could be something else.
Hello, Athene. You want to talk?
Yeah,
Come on up
joining the
then.
stream.
Yeah, Fortnite daily mobile revenue by July was $2 million a day.
That is crazy, isn't
Yeah,
it?
think about that.
It is
a
kind of.
day. Well, see, that's some of the best.
But
you
you'll
know, when
also
you
have
think about
people, like I was in a Reddit discussion just the other day where they basically said, yeah, mobile gaming is not real gaming. Mobile gamers aren't real gamers.
No, that's an ignorant perception to have.
Whatever, man.
Hello, Athene. Now, don't stand on the keyboard. That's not helpful.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, if we have any cat-related injuries in this stream, we apologize.
Come on. Come on, Athene.
I'm waiting for him to kill it. I'm waiting for him to hit just the right button.
I know. Come on. Sit down nicely. Good girl.
Perseus says, yeah, don't get me
about
wrong. Some of the expansions do end up being kind of necessary, like Common Sense, Art of War, and Europa, Euralis 4. But unfortunately, that's rare. You know, they have frequent sales, so you can always get and wait until they put the game that you want in next expansion on sale and just pick them up for cheap. Well, and a lot of people do that. They wait for the bargain bin price.
Destiny's always like that, because like after they release their DLCs, there's always an issue where you can get basically for your standard $60 price all the expansions up to then. So basically, it's like if you don't need to get in the mad rush when these things come out, you can wait, play them later, and get the same amount of content for less money.
Yep.
Yeah. Another example of that, which I'm a little bit surprised about, because excuse me, I was narrating.
They're sneaking up on you. Excuse me, I was in a menu. I had a cat to deal with.
There was other stuff beyond your philosophy. See, how come I could fire through that?
That one, but not the other ones?
Yeah.
I don't know. Bad game design.
Do you fear death so much?
Think you're safe?
Yes, I do.
We're not fans.
Does anyone not fear death?
But yeah, so the other
It's a good
thing,
maid. I like
other
that.
thing that I was really surprised actually at how well it worked was the Sims 4 model.
Oh, really?
Because they have they're 4 years in now, and they've finally brought out terrain modeling.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, which is so interesting because
So you can make a moat?
They're bringing it out as a free update. It's not part of their, it's not part of their.
Oh, it's The Sims, Red Faction Guerrilla.
Expansions, but they do have all of these expansions, but they all add something slightly different to the game.
Cool.
But they also have, so they have their, what do they? I think they break it down into expansions, game packs, and stuff packs, I think they call them. And the idea behind each one is that... Sorry, it's very hard to talk and kill people at the same time.
It is deceptively difficult.
Especially operating tactically.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go.
I'll make sure of that.
I wasn't expecting you.
Curiosity will be your death.
But yeah, so they have these like 3 levels of selling expansions, one of which is a proper expansion pack, and the proper expansion packs do have measurable changes to the games. So you have pets, you have seasons. Die.
Yeah, I do kind of feel like the game is literally trying to throw a big roadblock in your way now by basically saying, yes, these cultists up here are remarkably well-trained and equipped military force of significant size. We don't know how long they've been up here or what they're doing or why or who's feeding them for any of this stuff, but yeah,
Okay. Are we done?
Wow. I'm gonna have to give you the nickname Halfling because you just love pitting people in halves.
I bring them down to my size, Blackstar.
Oh man.
Okay.
Dare you not crouch walk
As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted.
by waves of
Oh,
ads.
there's the creepy thing.
Yeah, that's the thing that walked through the wall.
It is a
Yeah.
xenomorph.
It also, I mean, it clearly is not a Jindosh bot, but it also clearly looks to me like they used the model for the Jindosh
Yeah.
bot
Yeah.
and
That's
put a
where
new
they-
texture on it.
They got inspiration from one or the other. Which came first?
Oh, and there's our knife.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's very pretty. We get a lithograph of that.
Twin-bladed knife, and there's some more creepy people.
Mark says it's hard to build a YouTube channel.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I agree.
So
It takes
stone.
years,
So this is what these are the exalted then,
probably.
right? These are people whose bodies have been taken over by void and turned to mostly stone. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a great honor for the eyeless, I think.
Well, they think so. They seem to.
Yeah, they're crazy. Quick, camera parts. Yeah, building YouTube audiences and everything sometimes takes years, and there's a lot of people who don't have that kind of time or commitment or financial support. I will say this: the technology has advanced to the point where literally you could get away with doing it with a phone and a microphone. I mean, that's how fantastic it has come. I mean, I grew up in television environments where you did not have access to any kind of level technology unless you were part of a TV studio or a film crew, and it was prohibitively expensive. Even portable video stuff and everything was thousands of dollars, and people didn't make nearly that as much a year as they do now. So
I was
just having
about
on
to
your
say that because,
desktop
I mean, you
blows my
guys
mind,
do
you know?
this for fun, but
Yes.
you also have a huge amount of background knowledge and
Yeah.
experience, or
Oh yeah,
Equipment.
yeah.
equipment. Yeah.
A lot of toys. And yeah, but the things available, I mean, OBS blows my mind simply because software that is literally a couple steps away from, professional video switching tech that you see in pro studios and television studios around the country is available on your desktop for free. That is amazing to me. Absolutely amazing.
I'm still floored by the people who go to the OBS support forums and ask for what is an entirely reasonable feature to have in professional broadcast software, and they're like, "It's obvious you need this. Everybody using this needs this." And like, you do know this program is free, right? I mean, like
Right.
you're doing what TriCaster's software does, but you're doing it for free.
For thousands less. Yeah, that's the thing. Not only the lack of hardware that you need for it, but also the financial commitment as well. Leah says, yeah, like Marathon's transparent textures, shots pass sometimes with no relation to whether it
Whether or not it
intersects a
interacts
pixel.
with a pixel.
So
Yeah,
that's
so-
why shooting through those bars sometimes
Uh-oh.
works and does not.
Well, that looks like
Hello?
an eye, the eye of the dead god. And as
It's watching me.
it is an eye.
I'm just doing its job.
Hello. Do we want? Let's inspect the eye.
Don't
Oh, wait,
poke
let's
it.
wait a
It's been a part of me since this
Okay.
all started. It's
Wait a minute.
cold. Dead. But it still
Touch
seems
an eyeball, Billy.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, it's
fiery for something cold.
It's gonna blink. Wait a minute. It looks just like the red one that you have in your iPad.
Yes.
Whoop.
I can see
I assume there was no way to advance without doing that.
the void.
Probably.
No, sorry. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
looking under the waves and into the sea.
So this is the void.
It is
Perseus
indeed.
read my mind. He says, "Hello, Sauron."
Yeah.
Oh, Leah says, "Yeah, we should call her Jill the Bisectress." I think that's accurate. I think
I
we
love
probably
that.
should.
Let's do that. That's a great name.
Okay, so envisioned. So the eyeless who turn to stone are called envisioned.
Why are you? Whoop. Uh-oh.
Yeah, what is
Sees
that?
me.
Oh,
It's an envisioned.
okay.
I.
And yeah, it would see you.
Oh, yeah, it's trying to kill you.
It's flocking this way.
I think we're gonna need another Timmy.
Can we go back out through the eye, or are we kind of stuck here now? Whoop, and there's more of them. Whoop.
Yeah, are we like stuck by geometry here? Can we not get through?
So we can
Are they
go.
fighting each other? What are they doing?
Ah, crap! They've seen me. Don't think we can get through here.
Sneaky hole. All right, so are we cheating here? Are we
No, we're
getting up someplace?
Although I am actually now stuck on geometry, but
Well,
never mind.
see, this is a typical Destiny technique where if like things are swarming around you, you like get on top of a rock and then they can't attack you anymore. So you're standing up there going nah, 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 nah. So it just seems like you're doing something similar.
Yeah, they are really cool. Like visually, that is a very cool thing.
So the question is, can you not attack him?
I want to get that dude over there. I want to pick something off of his dead body.
Oh, does he have like a key?
Yeah, now he looks like he's becoming part of the... Is he just lying there, or is he being sucked into the rock?
I thought he was impaled, to tell you the truth.
I think he's got the
impaled? Key. He's got the key.
He has a key.
Yeah, see, I knew he had the key. He had
so
to
we need to go back out to the eye then, because that door is not in the void.
Yeah, every time we go over there, we get attacked.
Okay.
Mark says, yeah, so what makes a better channel in your opinion? Doing game walkthroughs or vlogs? It's not so much which one is better than the other. I think the attention to detail and the quality of content is what really makes the better channel. If you've got something to say and something to offer people, people will go to it. You know, the quality always goes to the top. So as long as you do the best at what you can for whatever you pick, that I think is going to make the better channel.
I also think you've got to sort of acknowledge the huge amount of options that people have. There's always going to be something that you enjoy, so you've got to do something that you want to do rather than something
that you feel like you need to.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Melchiodes, we'll call him. Last notes. 25th month of rain. What I do for the sake of my studies. The risks are great, but it was never in my nature to leave questions unanswered. Everything must be revealed in time. The others may judge me, but that same desire exists in their own hearts. They are simply too cowardly to pursue it. The only means to the ritual hold lies in pieces, suspended at the moment in time in which that ancient gate was shattered. I will break the oldest and most sacred dictates of our order by simply approaching it, and to attempt to trespass, I do not know if I will succeed, but I must try. Whatever happens to my body, I know that my research is hidden in a safe place in my cell. My life has led to this moment, my wasted youth in the Academy of Natural Philosophy, my time with the eyeless, my years in the sanctum, and now I may finally uncover the secrets of an ancient language.
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
Things don't appear to be coming together in my mind. I guess it's spiraling out of control.
Oh, so what's he looking at?
Has the outsider been drowning at the heart of the void?
So the implication there is that is the outsider. That's where the outsider is. So
really? So do we have to go find his cell and research and things, or
we do? So that was the. Do you remember we found a locked room that said "Do not enter"?
So we got to go back through the eye to the regular world.
Dun, dun,
well,
dun.
no. So now that we've taken that site from the eye, this isn't like the other couple of levels where you had sort of two levels shoved in one and you could move between them at will. At this point, this level is now sort of irrevocably changed.
Oh, okay. So do we need to find a way to navigate to that location in space, but on this side of that?
Yes.
Portal, sort of. Okay.
Yeah. Which again is kind of coming back to that. Is this just an effective use of resources? We're not going to playtest this to make sure that you can jump between two locations perfectly like we had to do with the other level where we designed sort of two levels in one.
The time switch.
Or is it, is it effective or is it just being lazy? I can't make up my mind.
Well, Leah says, I feel compelled to cling to my cat now. Good job, game. So obviously there are some terrifying moments in here.
It is. I think it's really scary, this game.
Yeah.
Very unsettling.
I would agree.
Oh, that was not close enough.
Oh, Mark says, well, I was thinking, whenever the PS5 comes out, I want to try building a gaming channel, see how it works out for me. Dude, do it. Absolutely. I think it is definitely a good experience either way, and the more that you do, and don't be afraid to make mistakes, because to be honest, we made so many mistakes for so many years, but you learn so much from it. Like, not how to fall down.
Barely.
So by all means, don't be afraid of trying. You should definitely do it, because it is a great experience either way.
I think one of the things, so I do a lot of science public engagement, and we do a bit of stuff like that on YouTube. And one of the things I find very interesting about making content and putting content on YouTube is that you can be very, very playful with what you want to do. You can try things that maybe don't necessarily work
Anywhere
and
else.
That's good.
Yeah,
and that's good to do that. You know, have a
because
weird...
the real cost and the opportunity costs are minimal.
Oh,
like
God,
if you,
yeah. I mean,
you don't get the right result,
is,
you can do something a little bit different a little bit later.
Time, research, testing, that kind of thing. You know, the tech is really cheap these days. You can get away with... The biggest thing is audio quality, I think. So, I mean, if you can spend a few dollars on a really good microphone, that is really going to set you ahead of the game.
So close.
There are so many people...
No.
Ooh, yeah, that's not good. There are so many people out there with actually very popular and large channels that I can't watch for very often or very long, that are literally using microphones, built-in webcams in the most ambient reflective rooms that sounds like they're in an echo chamber, that the quality is horrible. And yet they've got 100,000 viewers, 200,000 viewers, 1 million viewers. And it drives me crazy that for something so simple as spending anywhere between $30 and $100 on a decent microphone,
a lot of people are also probably watching these like on the built-in speakers on a laptop, you know?
Right.
So,
but it's
as long as it's comprehensible.
Yeah, but see, that's just it. It's just painful. It's literally painful to listen to. Percy says, quote, "I will uncover the truth behind everything," unquote, to the man lying dead in the undignified pose. Yeah, it could have been worse, though. He could have been crouched over, half doubled with his butt hanging in the air, so thank God for small favors.
What I find quite interesting about this is there are more eyeless on this side of the portal
than there are on the other.
Yeah.
Or well, we killed all the other ones, I guess.
Or were they just early adopters who progressed through the cult requirements quicker?
I don't know, yeah, but it does sort of suggest to me that they are different.
Oh, they're, they're definitely different. I want to know where the card catalog is for that library.
There are eyeless on this side that aren't envisioned, so it's not as if becoming envisioned is what allows you to go to the void, because there are some alive and dead eyeless that are not envisioned on this side. So, like, who's chosen to be envisioned by whom and why? You know.
I wonder what their return policy in books are. Do they just like charge a fee if they're late, or do like can you not ascend if you like return a book?
I mean, I think the ordinary logic would be to assume that the envisioned are being suckered somehow. That, like, you know, what they're experiencing is not really to their benefit, despite how they feel about it, but they're being exploited in some way for someone else's purposes, whether it's the outsiders or the eyeless's purposes or what. Like, I can't figure out, are the eyeless trying to bring about what it is that the outsider wants? Do they know that they're doing that? If they are,
outsider using them,
okay.
or
or do they have their own agenda?
I will use them all.
Like, are we? I mean, we're killing. We're killing the eyeless. So does the outsider want what they're doing stopped, or does he want it finished? And if so, why do we have to kill them to do it?
So many questions.
Slightly disorientated because of the change of the room.
Yeah, I know. It's like, this is different.
This wasn't here before.
I don't remember that bar being there. The thing is, no matter how it goes down, somebody's not going to like it. You know, somebody's going to get screwed here. So it's just a question of.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's going to be me. I'm just wondering. I'm wondering if it's going to be like, and I'm like, what? What was that?
There are no winners in this. It's just a degree of losing. So. You just want to be the one that loses the least. Now, can you not engage those creatures? I mean, are they unkillable at this stage, or...?
They are killable, but the thing is that it seems to be very difficult for the Xbox to render them, so I'm trying
really? I'm trying to avoid, don't look at them.
We have
My
a slightly
not up to the
complicated
task.
setup because I'm in a different country.
Yep.
The combination to his safe might have something to do with those strange symbols.
The base material for it to mirror. However, there is one place that has no referent in our world. Though I know the void sees into our hearts, my fellows call it the ritual hold. Some say it is a cradle. Others, the outsider himself resides there. To even approach the gate to that place is sacrilege. And even then, the void itself keeps it shut to living eyes.
Is that the mark of the outsider? This one was obsessed like all the rest. What did he find out?
It would be as futile as it is forbidden to enter. These are thoughts. My research into this ancient alphabet continues. Some remnants of their phonemic qualities are observed in our oldest writings. The language possesses an unusual amount of diphthongs, reliant on distinction in tone and pitch to convey meaning. These symbols, I know the very nature of the void runs through them, but is it a dead language, or the language of the dead?
It's Chinese. You've discovered Chinese. A tonal language with diphthongs. You've discovered Chinese.
Yeah, I've known way too many diphthongs.
You're
Mark wants to know when the PS5 is coming out anyway. There is no official release date.
I don't think they've even announced it, have they?
Well, no, the latest thing from like 4 days ago says that it is right now on a 3-year window. It could be released as early as 2019 or as late as 2021. So sadly, we're kind of in a hurry up and wait stance as far as the
That's a person
PS5
making
goes.
a wild ass guess and covering their butt.
Kind of, yeah. So sadly, nothing official. If you were to take back all their other release history, there is a Wikipedia on it, so you could probably look up to see what the space is between the consoles. But the console market has changed a lot lately, and with the advent of a lot of the desktop tech video cards out there, and the fact that the cryptocurrency market has died down to make them more available to the public, there's been a resurgence in a lot of PC gamers spending their money on that as opposed to the next console. It always goes in waves. But yeah, it's sadly hurry up and wait for the PS5. So
those are edge cases, though. I mean, I think like the number of people who have like multiple consoles or game on PCs as well as consoles, yes, they're the people who are in this position where like, well, there's no brand new console, so any money that I invest in a new GPU is going to give me a better experience out of a game I buy now, as opposed to the console version, which is stuck maintaining compatibility with technology that's years old. And I think they recognize that, and that's the reason for like, Xbox One S, Xbox One X. They're like, you can buy this game now and play the huge library that we have, but don't worry, the newest games coming out this year will look good compared to their PC versions. You know, if you want to upgrade your console, if you're buying a new console now, then you know you don't have to jump ship to another platform, whether it be PC or another console. All right, anyway,
so,
diary.
Yeah, this little bit, I just want to say that I think that I can just imagine a writer coming up with this and just being so ridiculously proud of themselves that they had to write a whole expansion pack to put it in. Really? It's nice, but
okay, so here it is. Here's the central conceit of the DLC is here.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. All right. So lay it on us.
Malchiod's Diary, the second month of darkness. I am now certain of the meaning of that script adorning the flesh of those few who encounter the outsider. It is his name, the name he lost when he merged with the void. And if his name is returned to him, the old ritual performed by the Envisioned years ago would be undone. This revelation sends shivers down my spine. What I hold is the catalyst that could undo everything our collegiate has accomplished. The 11th month of High Cold. The ancient language tantalizes me still. The pronunciation was never formed for any earthly tongue. Perhaps these people long ago spoke with the spirits, but speculation is one of the many pitfalls which threatens the errant philologist. To pursue this further would necessitate transgressing the deepest commandment of our order. No one has entered the ritual hold since the outsider merged with the void. But to find one of these cursed spirits to read this language, it intrigues and frightens me in equal measure. On the
People underestimate the dangers presented to the ordinary philologist. I think they're...
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The risky, dangerous, oh my goodness.
Against all caution, all prudence, and all sense of loyalty, I persist. I cannot abandon my research. This place, this reliquary that holds the outsider's true form, calls to me. If my plan to enter the ritual hold is found out, all is lost.
Okay, so I think that answers my question about that, because...
The mark is the outsider's name. And this says only spirits in the void can read it.
Okay, I think you can talk now.
Okay, so about the cult. So these are people who either are or were within the cult and have access to its knowledge, but are pursuing an objective that the cult would not approve of. So presumably we're stepping into that role now, because that guy's totes dead.
And there's no one else to play this, so...
And, okay, so I get it. So if the high concept is... Now, the Outsiders talked about his name before, about losing it. So, is he not aware that the mark he places on people is his name?
No, I think he does know that.
Dun, dun, dun.
But knowing that doesn't restore knowledge of his name to him, right? Kind of like having a blind spot of a sort.
It's kind of weird because he's the one who gave it to us, so slightly confused.
I kind of view it more in sort of like fairy type analogy, where it's like if you give somebody your name, they have a power over you.
Yeah.
So you have to say something like, you know,
I was thinking kind of Spirited Away.
My name is not Jilly. You know, I will not tell you my name, but you can call me Jilly. Is like how you get around fairy law and things like that.
So if you know the name of someone, they no longer
you know,
can
as high concept, I buy that. I mean, I may yet still be disappointed with how things work out, but okay, I can see the cleverness of that. I could see somebody's enthusiasm for building this around that idea.
Leah Crow says, yeah, the macabre atmosphere is reminding me a lot of Gone with the Blast Wave. I don't know how many people know that comic, actually.
I don't know that.
Yeah, you should check it out.
Neither.
It's kind of interesting.
Leah has lots of good references. I appreciate your references, Leah.
She's the best. Well, I'm looking at the comic right now, and yeah, I see where she's coming from. Yeah, it does have certain similarities. I'm actually finding this
I look at that and I see Fallout.
Yeah, well, that too, but I think she's just talking about the atmosphere. What's funny is I do find a lot of similarities with the latest update that Destiny made with their whole void-esque type environment with the Taken, where I think they got their inspiration from this, because this was a few years ago, right? When did this expansion come out?
Last year, I think.
Right, okay, so their development and this release were probably kind of coinciding, so I think just the Taken conceptually in the universe of which they're coming from, which now we get the chance to play in, I think has a lot of similarities with it, both visually and stylistically.
Alright, so the cult of the Eyelist doesn't want anybody to go in to the place where the Outsider's true form is stored, where Malchiotes wanted to go, and presumably where we are going to go.
Yeah.
Leah says, particularly the, hey guys, I find a way out strip. We'll have to look at that one. I think the latest right now is Blade Master.
I want to be higher.
Doesn't everyone?
That's where I want to go. Go, 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 go. There's a little bit of added tension for me here, because in that massive fight when I was trying to explain how I thought The Sims was actually doing that model really well, I lost all of my healing items. So we have less than half a health bar, and we're going to stay on that until we find something to eat.
Hey, Leah, I love the meow strip of Gone with the Blast Wave. I love the meow one. That one's a great one.
Okay, we're so close.
I'm getting some Minecraft flashbacks where we should be looking for diamond.
Whoop. Flee! Flee faster.
I don't think you can flee in a box. Oh, wait. Okay, there we go. I was like, where is she going? I don't think hiding's gonna help.
You say that now.
I know, but yeah.
If we have learned nothing from this, it is that hiding and murder solves all of the problems. I keep hitting the wrong button when I'm trying to place a marker there, and it's really annoying.
Oh, jeez.
There we go.
I was wondering if it was a height problem with the game.
God damn it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, see, that's like trying to blink with a warlock down. Never works out.
I think you're not being...
if I had more health.
You're not... Yes, but you're not being helped by the latency that's induced by the way we're doing this, which is streaming to the laptop and then out of that.
It's not conducive of pinpoint
It's
game
really
accuracy.
too bad they don't give you better controls over your output to mixer in the Xbox so that we could limit the bitrate.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice.
If we could have done that, that we wouldn't have to be doing it this way.
Okay, while we load up again, I'm gonna get more water.
Yeah, I forget. Did we try to have you stream out of your Xbox to Twitch, or did we not? Or did we just avoid that because of the latency? Because I think there's like 10 seconds of delay. Yeah, because that's the only one that gives you the low latency. There'd be a big delay on anything else.
Although I think we have ended up with a delay on this as well, though.
True, but
So
it's
it just
not
seems
10
to be-
seconds. It's not 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And I've tried to compensate it for a bit by actually delaying our voices on the stream a little bit, because otherwise what happens is you react to a thing before it's happened.
Yeah.
But I also find that to some degree things actually work out a little better if you react just very slightly before a thing happens. Like it doesn't seem jarring. Like when things are just in the stream and synchronized, all the reactions seem like they're a little late. And if I don't delay it, they're too early, where you literally say oops before you've fallen off a thing. But if I delay it just so you're saying oops as you fall off, which is actually a little bit before you actually said it, it looks right.
Yeah. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Just be higher. Not.
He sleeps and dreams at the heart of it all. Wrapped in the black and the cold.
I'm just gonna walk fast.
Wrapped.
You're not gonna see me. It's all gonna be. Oh no, no. Oh, balls.
Nope.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're all good. Well, everyone's happy here.
Now I'm also remembering through what we've played, there really is no spell or ability that does healing, or is it we just never have used it because we didn't take one?
There isn't a spell or an ability, but I've equipped a number of bone charms, which will give me healing. So if I kill anyone, I'll get a bit of health.
Ah, okay. But it's not like you would normally by playing Skyrim. Like, yes, you can always get your health back by potions or food, but there's also just a spell that does it. So mana you convert it to health directly.
Yeah, so you can eat things, and that will whoop.
Yep.
Come on, lag.
Yo, that's a wall.
So you can eat things. That's why I've been eating all these like figs and stuff. But I've already been through this area. I've already ate everything.
You've eaten. Yeah, but isn't this an alternate version? Isn't this the void version of this? But it's
well, I'm under the impression it's the same place. We're just seeing all of it now.
So what you're saying, Jill, is that yes, we have no bananas.
So where did those eyeless come from then? They like we went in and you killed a bunch of eyeless before you examined the eye, and I kind of interpreted that as going to an alternate dimension version of this where there were different eyeless. But what you're saying is kind of that's not really what's going on. Like this has become the area's become voidified instead of being.
Maybe my interpretation isn't right, but my interpretation is that what's happening now is that we can see everything. So we can see those people were always there. We just couldn't see them before.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a cross-dimensional cross rip or something.
Yeah, but I mean that might not be right.
I think it was like the phase thing, like the STTNG episode where, you know, people are in the environment, but they're out of phase, so you can't see them, and then you go out of phase, and you can see them, but nobody else can see you, and...
That's exactly how I'm sort of imagining it.
Overlapping dimensions. Same space, same time. Oh, did anybody read Perseus' text?
Oh, he says he needs to go. Thanks for watching, Perseus.
Bye, Perseus.
We had fun.
That's okay.
I mean, we are seconds away from the end, but okay.
I know. I feel so bad. Yep, you'll catch the rest of the stream later. Look, guys, thank you. Love how he says, yeah, all we need is a face hugger now, because this is reminding of the Alien Isolation streams. Sadly, I'm getting that feeling too. The good news is, I'm not driving. Of course, I'm not being as helpful as Jilly was. Quick, to your left. No, your other left. No, in front of you. To your right. Right there.
I was incredibly helpful, I'll have you know.
Uh-huh. Oh, please. I still have nightmares of that ladder sequence. Right in front of you. What do you mean in front of me?
So let's be clear, right? We're in a mining town.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are buildings that have a sloped roof.
Yeah, what is this?
Like you would build if you were under the sky, but we're inside a mountain.
Yeah.
Well, no, because this is the same place that we just came through.
Uh-huh.
So, like, wait, before we took on the eye's power to... I don't know why I'm sort of waving at the screen here as if you guys can see me doing that. It's very difficult to break the habit of a lecturer.
A little.
So, when we came through this the first time round, it was you know, this was all under open sky. This was a mining village, like you say. And then when we took on the power of the eye, we either moved into a different version of this world, or we were able to see how the void intersects this world.
Okay, all right.
Leah says, or like the Dirk Gently when you turn slightly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's also good.
Again, that sort of like slightly fairy, you know, Sealy type thing, which I really like.
Right. I guess what I'm wondering is that like, is this place where the outsider exists in the void? Is this where the ritual was done in this mining town?
Oh, like on this mountain. Yeah, possibly.
Like otherwise, what's the significance of the real physical place, the Shindari Mining Company?
Dun dun dun.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but yeah.
Well,
possibly.
there's also this coming full circle feeling that you get through this whole adventure, that, you know, all of this was leading to this moment where this opportunity or this happenstance was inevitably going to happen. So
yeah. I mean, ritual hole. He was killed in a ritual, so I'm presuming.
Well, the ritual hole would have been the mining hole.
That it was done here.
Oh, that's try and kill this guy badly.
Huh? What?
Oh, he steals your void energy. Ooh. That's cruel.
But an interesting mechanic.
I rely on that to fight.
Use your grenades.
I used them all.
Use your mining equipment.
No, one hit.
Wow. More like 2 hits. Him hitting her hitting the floor.
Bedum dish. Ooh. We are, you know, so we are about 5 minutes away from the big decision. So you guys need to decide what we're gonna do.
I don't know. At this rate, it could be a few hours.
We don't know what we're deciding though. Do we? Or is it just a question of like whether we're going to kill him or not?
We can either kill the outsider or we can give him his name back.
Ooh, I don't know. Either doesn't seem like a really
All
good
that
thing.
tells me is that killing him doesn't give him his name back, which otherwise I might have assumed was going to be the case.
So we have to eliminate the outsider, kill him, or find a less harmful way of putting an end to his influence.
Less harmful to whom? Less harmful to him? Less harmful to
yeah,
us?
I guess.
To the world?
I mean, I always assume that killing a thing is the least interesting way of resolving anything. In general.
Kill the outsider is keep your promise to Dowd and kill the black-eyed boy himself. Taking a lethal approach will create more chaos, resulting in a more cynical ending. Or we can release the outsider, persuade a spirit in the ritual hold to read the mark of the outsider and return him to his mortal self. Taking a non-lethal approach will create less chaos, resulting in a more optimistic ending.
But chaos as a gameplay mechanic is like no longer operating because there's nothing after this, and even within the context of this DLC, does not stack from level to level, so it's been even less relevant than it was in the last 2 games as a whole.
So
Leah's
from that perspective, what we're really asking is, you know, what version of the slides do you want to see at the end?
Yeah, sort of.
Can we do a cheat save and do both?
I still just think that giving the name back is a more interesting resolution. I mean, maybe if you want to say I'm wrong about that, then that's cool.
Leah read my mind. Yeah, can we save and do both, or do we have like a save version we can play? Yeah, Leah in Jilly's defense says, yeah, you haven't died very much in the stream, so you're doing good.
Thank you, Leah.
I want to know if there's a fourth option where we can like banish him to the realm of Alan Wake, because I think there's a lot of similarities between that game as well.
Alan, wake up.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm busy.
So
he's here.
Well,
I can feel it.
Hello.
It's a whale.
Oh my god, space whales! Finally! We've been waiting for like 2 games to see flying space whales.
Yep. Ever since Starglider
awesome.
2.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're also highly explosive, so if we like shoot them with the slightest thing, they'll go boom.
Oh, why do I have no guns left? I want to shoot the whale.
You have not been very gun heavy this whole series, to tell you the truth. You've been very much stabby.
I much prefer stabby to shooty.
Yep. To me, stabby is a last resort, because shooty gives you an option to be, you know, at a range away from your target.
Well, decision-wise, I mean, I always assume we can see both things. I guess it's a question of, like, which one do we consider canonically to be the end of the playthrough we've just done?
Right.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe kill him first, then reload, and then do the other one, so that that's the final / canonical ending, is the giving of the name back. I mean...
Yeah,
that works for me.
Normal personality-wise, I would try to do a non-violent thing and save him, but in this instance, I'm curious as to what happens when we kill him. Because I think when we kill him, it's going to be even worse.
Yeah,
So, kill him first?
Yeah, kill him first, and then so that the other ending is the last one. Let's see what happens when you do the thing it seems the game was telling you you should.
I hear their fingernails inside the walls.
The interesting thing out. And then there is the outsider himself.
All right. Who else is? Is anybody else here we know? Like, I
see each moment of my life.
No, we only see those 2 models, but these.
I hate you for what you did.
Like, I assume these are supposed to be from Billy's past. I mean, that might be the guy that I threw in the fire.
You ruined me.
So other spirits, none of whom are particularly happy.
My fingernails.
Take me back. I want to go back.
Hey, who doesn't?
I wonder if that's meant to be Jessamine.
I was wondering that myself, if any of these were Jessamine.
Yeah.
So these are all your victims. Oh, Golfer says he wants a flying space whale. I think they'd be cute, but I think you get tired of them. They probably smell pretty bad.
I had a choice.
Okay, so various expressions of existential regret. Gotcha.
Yeah. My question is killing them set them free?
This is what the Abbey tried to hide. This is what the eyeless want to know about.
He's frozen in carbon.
I'm at the center of the void itself. And you're not even some kind of horror I need to face down and fight. You're at my mercy. But you've always been at the mercy of bad people, haven't you?
But I'm a good person.
Well, I'm here to make it.
So the question is, yeah, do we kill him or do we don't? And I'm kind of leaning that maybe killing might actually be a relief. He has been tortured this way for 4,000 years. Maybe that's exactly what he wants.
The top one is scale. But I love how this is kind of ambiguous. It's like,
yeah,
kill, save. Was there a problem? I haven't changed my mind. It's like, wait a minute. But what if I didn't want to kill him earlier?
Right.
I suppose Billy did. I suppose that's what it means. But
she expressed that from the get-go. So yeah, that's kind of a given.
So yeah, okay. So let's do the kill him first.
I've seen what you wanted me to see, you black-eyed bastard. It doesn't change a thing.
Now, Dowd is still
to
there,
assassinate.
So we
still haven't actually made the choice.
I'm going to leave that to the other ending. Actually,
yeah, okay.
No, I'm going to talk to Dowd a little bit because
my mother.
I think there's something cool.
Dowd? Why are you here?
We killed him?
What are you?
Look at us. Trapped here. An eternity on a butcher's block. Waiting for the knife to fall. There's nothing left of me but this.
Dowd. I'm here. Look at me.
I know the name. I know you. There was blood. And masks and blades raised. Billy Lurk. I even remember when you hated me. And now you followed me into the void itself. You brought the knife. I can't hurt him. There's nothing I can do. Only you can kill him. How long have I waited here?
Too long, old man.
There he is. The outsider. All this time dreaming in the void. I wonder if he dreamed about this moment. Go finish it. End his miserable life.
He almost looks like he's in pain. Is this really what you want? Is this really what he deserves?
You know how this ends, Billy.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll show you why that's interesting later.
Billy Lurk. You were the knife in my right hand. Until you were the knife in my back.
Harsh.
This is how it ends. This is how it always ends.
I see. No voices left.
It's done. You've cut away the knot at the center. The rest will fall to pieces. The world will finally change.
The world might change. But we killers never change.
Could we be any more vague?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, you could have said Rosebud, I suppose.
I know. I was waiting for something like that, you know? To be honest, I was kind of expecting him to grab a teddy bear.
Wait.
Maybe it's not fair, but I can't think of much that is. I know the guilty never get what they deserve. I know the black-eyed bastard never did. But with that knife in his heart, I've evened the score. He died for the people twisted by his magic, the cults, witches, and killers. For all the madness and chaos they caused. For Dowd, for me. And after all this, I'm still just a murderer.
Well, that was never going to change.
But there are some things I know are true. The outsider is no more, and with that, the world will change in ways none of us can know. But the void is still there, echoing just beyond what you can see, and there's no one left to say who will and won't be touched by its magic.
So the implication there is kind of like a violent redistribution of void wealth?
Ooh.
Well, okay. I guess the idea is that if the outsider was kind of monopolizing and or controlling the flow of void power into people, then yeah, removing him, maybe opening it up to more people to have a little bit of void power, I guess. I don't know. Not particularly satisfactory as an ending, so I think if we had done it the other way around, it would have been anticlimactic. So let's see the other side now, then.
Yeah. What happens if we don't poke him with our poker?
At him?
Yeah.
Phrasing, Blackstar, phrasing.
Are we still doing phrasing?
Yeah, we are. How can you not? So, I mean, it just seemed kind of anticlimactic if we didn't kill him, because the whole idea was Death of the Outsider, as opposed to not Death of the Outsider. That would make a more interesting title.
Well, yeah, but the title could... I mean, he was killed 4,000 years ago, so the title's valid whether we do this or not.
Right, exactly. I know. He left a little ambiguous. Mark says, next game, Hellblade? Definitely see we have a vote for that. Leah says, yeah, so now there's just no one at the Reigns of the Chaos. Maybe?
Well, I wonder that, because I find it interesting that you leave Dowd there.
Well, aren't those supposed to be representations of all the people that you've killed over the years, so they're going to be there anyway?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, but there was nothing special about us to this point that people we've killed. I mean, if we see people we've killed in the void, that's because of us, not because of the void.
Yeah. Well, it's just her line of saying at the end of this all, I'm still just a murderer. What else would you be? You don't get to not be a murderer by not killing.
I mean,
some
she might as well have
once.
said video game protagonist.
Right, exactly. So that was never going to change.
So this time, if we talk to Dowd first, oops, and not get caught in the geography.
Golfer says Oryx will take forever. It should be take over. Yeah, Oryx is going to be taking over the darkness here.
Why are you here? What are you?
Look at us. Trapped here. An eternity on a butcher's block. Waiting for the knife to fall. There's nothing left of me but this.
Dowd. I'm here. Look at me.
I know that name. I know you. There was blood. And masks and blades raised. Billy Lurk. I even remember when you hated me. And now you followed me into the void itself. You brought the knife. I can't hurt him. There's nothing I can do.
Should have brought a gun.
You can kill him. How long have I waited?
Really not that long.
Too long.
In terms of people who have been waiting in this place for 4,000 years.
Yeah, it's...
The outsider. All this time dreaming in the void.
You only died 2 levels ago.
I wonder if he dreamed about this moment. Go finish it. End his miserable life.
He almost looks like he's in pain. Is this really what you want? Is this really what he deserves?
You know how this ends, Billy.
Now, can you talk with anybody else, or is he the only one that'll give you this kind of
He's the
conversation?
only
streak?
one.
Lived
Okay.
and breathed once. He spent his days on the streets of some forgotten city. These cultists took everything away from him, even his name. But I know what it is. His name is the Mark. Only the dead can read it. If we give that back to him, he'll be free. He'll live out the rest of his days as a man like any other.
The Mark? No. You're here to kill him. You can't ask me to do this, Billy. Not after everyone he's hurt. Not after everything we've done.
Not after all the killing.
Can't I? Okay, so actually, in a Forgotten City would seem to suggest that, yeah, 4,000 years ago, he lived in a different place. So the access to this location appears here because of what the cultists have done, not because this is where physically the outsider was killed.
Where he was.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because this is where the old god's eye is.
Maybe.
And that's kind of making a existential bridge or something along these lines.
So they give us another out here where we can ask Dowd to do this and then back down and kill him. But
yeah, because Dowd says he wants the outsider dead, so we can say, okay.
Leah Crow wants to know if you can drown in the Blood Sea.
No.
A way to fight back.
Sadly not.
He never lied to us about what we might become.
You know what I became. We looked down on Dunwall as if we owned it. As if we could drown it in blood.
See? Blood drowning.
He knew we'd turn into monsters like him. He always knew. And
you didn't?
And Billy, he can't do anything but...
That's a really interesting line if you've played, like, low chaos characters in Dishonored and Dishonored 2, because it's like, well, actually, you know, some people are able to have the outsider's mark and yet still use his dark powers for good, much like I would, obviously.
Kind of like Frodo in the Ring.
Yeah, but it kind of leaves a bit of a weird taste in my mouth when you sort of read it with the whole kind of Victorian steampunk thing, and the thing about Billy being this very poor person who was brought forward, and it's like, well, is it that only the rich can wield the power for good? Is that like, you know, only those who are members of the royal lineage?
I also feel it's interesting that Dowd is willing to place the blame on the things we have done with his powers on him, but is not willing to blame the evil that the outsiders' actions and choices led to on the people who ritually killed him and made him into this thing. So it's like, no, it's the outsider's fault that I received this mark and became an assassin and did a bunch of bad things, but it's not it's still the outsider's fault, not the people who 4,000 years ago ritually killed him and gave him those powers to start with.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
So it's just like, I'll go one step back, but not further. So like, what's the idea here? That like, if like how bad? I mean, if what he's saying is no, don't save him, he doesn't deserve it. I'm like, that's not really the issue here. And the second thing is he can only do bad. It's like, yeah, but if we make him an ordinary dude, how bad can he be? You know, like, even if he become the worst human being there was, he's not as bad as having the person able to confer these void powers on people. So I would say that still seems like a good resolution to me.
Well, Leah says no. Killy would never drop a duke, burn a brother, bisect anyone who gets too close.
Never.
Dowd is basically asking us here to balance the fate of the world against his personal catharsis.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not really... That's not really a fair trade.
No, he's got kind of a big horse in this race.
And then one other thing, but the game asks, this is like the only point where the game asks twice, do you want to do this action?
I was going to say that. They're really making you jump through these little hoops here.
Yes.
You know, it's not like a yes or no. It's,
that'd be worth it.
You're trying to justify it in this conversation.
That'd be worth it.
I saw the cult who hurt him. He died once at their hands. Look at him. This wasn't his choice. He never asked for this power.
Then end it. Put him out of his misery if you pity him. It's a better future than anything that might wait for him out there.
And then a third time.
Wow.
Yeah, see? It's like, man, you really gotta want this.
But does he have to die? Years ago, I did something terrible to you. I didn't deserve to live. But you let me walk away. You gave me a chance. Let him live, Dowd. Let him have the life he lost. Like you did for me.
When you left Dunwall, I hoped you could live a better life without me. That your future wouldn't be killing for coin until someone came to betray you. Forgiveness is a rare thing in this world, Billy. You're better than I was.
Wait, I thought he couldn't do anything to him.
He can't. He can read the name though because he's dead. We can't do it because we're not.
Farewell, Billy. For the last time.
I can taste blood in my mouth. I can hear Dowd's voice in my ear. You have done something impossible.
We let you live.
That makes her mighty.
I can take you out of here.
These eyes were closed for centuries, and I saw everything. Bound here, I walked through the minds of generations. And now,
you're free.
There's no way he'd be sane.
Yeah.
like
how many times does he just try to read somebody's mind and be unable
and so,
to?
And reading the name had to destroy Dowd for some reason.
Yes.
And what happens to the other tortured spirits in the void? Anything?
Does that imply that was the action that freed Dowd because it had to involve Dowd's forgiveness?
He didn't seem to want to do it, though.
I can't take back what was done to you all those years ago. No more than I can take back what was done to me. But now you have a chance to be something new. To be something better. It must be strange knowing what you know. Seeing with old eyes all the secrets of the world. We've both seen the worst in people's hearts. But in the end, I gave Dowd peace. And maybe you can find some.
Could you fix my arm?
There's so much. But there are some things I know are true. The outsider is no more. And with that, the world will change in ways none of us can know.
Boo.
But the void is still there, echoing just beyond what you can see. And there's no one left to say who will and won't be touched by its magic.
So.
Yeah, that seems kind of nihilistic to me.
I'm looking
what do you think?
I'm looking forward to the situation comedy that presents their life as roommates in Dunwall. I think that would be kind of cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that would be very good.
I think that last bit kind of was cheesing out in a way that like people who believe that the Mass Effect 3 ending was a cop out. That was kind of a cop out where they're like, and because we did that.
That was more varied.
The world may change in an unpredictable way, and like, well,
we don't know the future.
That was kind of the same. Oh, Lethal Assault. Yes,
it was very the same. The only difference is whether he lived or died. We have no inkling on what he's going to do now. I don't see any impact that he could have in a normal human life any more than any other individual, and we have no idea where he's going to go or what he's going to do, whether he's going to be good, whether he's going to be bad.
Yeah, I wanted maybe a tiny bit more. Like I realize that some people always want, no matter how many epilogues. I mean, that there's always
only
people
so much
who
you could
want.
do, yeah. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, it was good, and despite the recycled elements and stuff, I mean, I don't play the game enough to look at those elements and go, "Oh my god, this level again."
Leopold was like, "Yeah, that did remind me of Mass Effect 3."
Well, we did do both, so hey, there you go. But I see. I didn't have a problem with the Mass Effect ending 3 that we picked.
No, I
didn't have a problem with it at all. I can understand why some people were upset, not to the extent that they were, but I can understand. You can never make everybody happy.
You
but
saw
this didn't seem to be very different.
You never saw the original ending though, because the ending had been patched by the time we did our playthrough.
Yes.
So we saw
the original ending.
I do like the original ending as well, though. I did.
Some people did. Some people did not.
Not that bad.
Okay, well, that was Death of the Outsider, Dishonored 2, run by Jilly Bean. Final thoughts, feelings, emotions, hopes, dreams.
Do you know, it's funny playing it directly after Dishonored 2. A lot of the little things that I was a bit annoyed about are more annoying. Because when I
they didn't have time to fade.
Well, when I first played Death of the Dishonored, Death of the Outsider. Like, it was, I think did it come out a year after Dishonored 2?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
You know, it came out a good couple of months. Like, I'd finished playing Dishonored 2, I'd done everything in it, and I was like, oh, here's a bit extra, and that was great. And I think for what it is, I think it's really good.
Right.
But it is definitely, you know, it's like a taster of the Dishonored franchise, and it doesn't, for me, bring in enough that is totally new, so that you can sort of I
so
don't know,
it wasn't like
it feels a bit small to end the whole Dishonored story on.
Right. It didn't have a big enough bang considering the length and breadth of the series. It seems like more of it rather than new things in it. Is that right? Okay.
Which, I mean, I'm okay with. I'm not angry. I'm not going to... What was it the Mass Effect fans said? They sent cupcakes to the studio. And they sent like all these cupcakes. Yeah, there was like this big campaign to send cupcakes to the studio with the 3 different colors of icing, and that was like their big way of protesting the ending. I can't remember why that came about. So like, I'm not at the cupcake sending stage.
Gotcha.
You know,
okay.
I enjoy it. It's good fun. I think it was worth the price because it was still, you know, it was priced like standalone expansion.
Well, if you feel inclined, by all means, I would suggest instead of sending them to them, you can by all means send cupcakes to me, because I will be sure to evaluate the cupcakes in a you know, ritualistic.
I don't see how sending cupcakes would discourage them for do anything. I'd be like, let's end the next game like that too. More cupcakes.
Yeah, seriously, it's not exactly what you call a deterrent. Golfer wants to ask, yeah, you guys are going to be on D2 later. Very likely. I didn't play very much yesterday because we were really doing the Fallout 76 thing pretty much all day. But yeah, I definitely got to do some more D2.
And I have to do some more Fallout 4 because I think we want to next on that do the Witch Museum thing. Yeah. And so I need to get that prepped because I need to be able to be able to reach that.
Okay. Well, I definitely enjoyed it. To be honest, you know what I would really love, because I got so used to seeing her do this every week, is that I would love to have had like a Dishonored TV series. I would love to have like a Netflix thing where people go through the whole story and whatever else, because I think picturesque, it looks beautiful. It's very high action. It's got a really interesting story. The acting was a lot better than
I'm telling you, sitcom. Rosario Dawson, My Life with the Outsider. I'm totally ready for that.
If you want to go to the comedic route, I was thinking of a serious version. I would love to see that because it's very, very cinematic. It's very, very high quality. And for what it is and the universe it creates, it's very, very cool to me. I'm probably just not a good enough gamer to get the most out of it. But watching Jill go through it, considering how well she is, it has been a joy. So I really, really enjoy this. I may even go back and watch our own series of watching this, which would be funny.
I could see a thing here where you could do it kind of like Tom Baker era Doctor Who, where the outsider is the doctor and Billy Lurk is Leela, who just always wants to stab things, and he's like, no, look, stabbing everything is not the answer to everything. And she's like, yeah, it is.
Well, when you've only got a hammer, every problem looks like a nail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so so as far as what's coming up next, we're going to be doing a little bit of Festival of the Lost in D2. Nier Automata, I guess, has been put on hold.
Because I think we're going to do Night in the Woods, I think, is next.
Is the very next one. So yeah, so for the Halloween one, we're not going to be doing the Harampancy week thing the same way we did, or are we just going to do...
I don't know. I mean, I think I may look at the collection of stuff that we've got, or the stuff that we left unfinished from last time, like Darkwood.
Right. See if we maybe finish up some of those.
Do a little bit of that during the week if there's time.
Okay. So stay tuned for that.
But I think like next weekend would probably be the same. I think probably like Fallout 4 on Saturday if I can get us to the museum, and then night.
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, sweet.
Another game which is quite Halloween themed, which I think I've mentioned before. I don't know if anyone in the chat's heard it. Is called The Shrouded Isle. It's like a text-based game, and it's very much about being a good person who shepherds a flock of your sort of religious devotees to your religious heaven. It just so happens to be that you are worshipping a Cthulhu-type god.
Is that like Cult Simulator?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
There actually is
really
a game called
fun.
Cult Simulator.
Is that the one that looks very monochromatic?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, I gotcha.
So there's that one, as well.
Yeah, I was never a big fan of cults. I never wanted to be part of a cult that would have me as a member. Mark's just Outlast. We actually did.
We practically finished that. Like we didn't. we didn't so actually close. Reach the end, but we were very close.
Yeah, we literally missed the creepy ending by about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, and my understanding is that the sequel is like nowhere near as good.
Yeah. Yeah, Leah says not just picturesque, but the soundscape was equally exquisite. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it was definitely fantastic acoustic-wise. And yeah, I'm so sorry that their musician passed away, their audio designer for this. I mean, that's kind of a bummer. It's kind of hard to live up or follow in those footsteps. What was one of the other ones? It was one of the ones I always end up missing one title that we had planned on. I get to write these things down. But we do have a bunch coming up. So yeah, by all means, please stay tuned for our next stream. Mark says, The Evil Within. I don't know. Have we thought about doing that one?
I'm kind of not really interested in it.
No,
I gotta say, I've watched enough of it that no, it just doesn't. For the other Horror Embassy games, we went back to Frambeau and we finished it.
Yes.
We went back to Inside and we finished it.
Yep.
What we didn't finish were Darkwood, Oxenfree, and Outlast. Not quite. We did also go back. We also did Alan Wake, and we went back and finished that.
Yep. And that one was definitely a good one. I enjoyed that.
Did you finish American Nightmare? Alan Wake American Nightmare?
No, I played that. We didn't even start it on stream. I don't think we've ever streamed any of that.
Yeah, Leah thought Oxenfree was fun. I wanted to like Oxenfree, but there was just something about those characters that just totally rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, it switched me off from the moment Oxenfree started. I just disengaged from it. I wouldn't be able to point my finger on what.
I feel, me neither, but I totally feel better that it wasn't just me. But yeah, it seems to be a very polarizing game. Either you love it or you don't. But that's okay, because we try to do things even that we don't quite enjoy. Alien Isolation for the fans, but they enjoy it immensely. So our suffering is your pleasure. But by all means, feel free to check out all the stuff that we do. And yeah, if you want to get notifications, just turn those on, and they will give you a heads up when we do. But we definitely thank that you joined us. We certainly hope you enjoyed it, as we always do. So I am Blackstar. He is Narcogen. She is Jillybean. We are Rampancy.net, and please feel free to check out all the stuff that we do on our YouTube channel. We also stream on Twitch as well. And for anything else that we've done in the past, please feel free to check out our YouTube channel that has all of our old games and streams. They are great. Quality varies, but hey, it's us. So even in bad quality, we're still fun. So thank you all for watching, and we certainly hope to catch all of you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Upon his grave.
Dowd, it's good to see you, old man.
You up for one last job, Billy?
Who's the mark?
The black-eyed bastard responsible for all the chaos.
We're gonna kill the outsider.